Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Tiziana Lorenzet, and I'm a freelance language teacher and researcher in Italy. I'm very glad to be here with you, and I hope you will enjoy this session. As you can see from the title, I'm going to talk about a case study that I conducted in a virtual classroom to investigate the benefits and the limitation of an online exam preparation course during the COVID-19 pandemic. So first of all, I will describe the online course, then I will present the research design, explain the procedure and the method research, and finally, by showing you some data, I will conclude by sharing the most relevant findings. Now, let's start with the course. In December 2020, I was asked by a public high institute to deliver a Cambridge English PET exam preparation course in presence. But since we were between the second and the third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, I opted for an online course so that also students affected from COVID or in quarantine could attend the lessons. In addition, I thought that it was the virtual environment was the safest and the most comfortable place to learn at that time. The 12 students who attended the online course took the exam in presence in March 2021, when Veneto region was a red zone in lockdown, which means that people were allowed to move only for work, health, or food reasons. Schools were online and in presence only for students with special needs. For the course, I adopted the affective humanistic approach, which can help to humanize the virtual environment by creating a positive atmosphere, by reducing the affective filter and promoting peer support and motivating students. In addition, to build the class and to make students feel at ease, sometimes I use the L1 and I let students use it for some tasks in the breakout rooms. In order to develop students' productive skills and to prepare the speaking and the writing parts of the exam, I integrated the flipped classroom with the cooperative learning by following the same procedure as a kind of routine and by using simple tools in order to make students become familiar with the new learning environment. So, the reason why I decided to conduct the research was because in Italy, most of students, parents, and teachers expressed negative comments, critics, or concerns about learning online. And above all, students and teachers were tired, frustrated, demotivated, and wanted to go back to the face-to-face learning. As far as I'm concerned, in March 2020, I stopped teaching in companies and school, and I attended webinars, courses, and conferences on teaching online. And as soon as I started teaching online, I saw some positive effects on my students and their learning. So I wanted to understand if the quality of learning and teaching could be improved in the virtual environment. In this study, the object is the online Cambridge English PET exam preparation course. The context is the classroom of 12 students attending the course, and the focus is the potential benefits and limitation of the online course. The hypothesis was that the online Cambridge English PET exam preparation course can improve students' motivation, engagement, and their language level. And the two research questions were the following. What are the positive aspects and the critical aspects of the online course, and what are students' perception and feelings? I adopted a mixed method research approach by triangulating, analyzing, and interpreting qualitative and quantitative data collected from various sources through different instruments. Then, as soon as I started teaching online, I saw a black wall in front of me. So how could I conduct research in the virtual classroom during a pandemic? How to observe a black wall or voices without faces or students without the classroom dynamics? So I decided to collect qualitative data from teachers' observation and perception, free conversation with students feedback during the course and after the exam, and students' active participation during the lesson. In addition, I collected quantitative data from the class, students' attendance, homework, exam results, and after that, I asked the student to complete an after-course questionnaire and a post-exam questionnaire, and to have an interview. And 3 students accepted to participate in this part of the research. And so I asked them to prepare 2 questions to ask me as a teacher after their individual interview. And as you can see, these questions were very interesting since they helped me to reflect both on the course and on the students, and also on my beliefs and my way of teaching in the past, in the present, and in the future. According to the data collected from teacher observation and perception, students were involved, participated actively, they worked well, especially in the breakout rooms, they liked flipped classroom and cooperative learning activities, and they liked also the new tools. But they were more tired during activities in the main room, and various students had the webcam on and asked questions spontaneously. Students' feedback was positive for the new way of learning and for their preparation. Their active participation and course attendance was were very high, and almost all of them did and delivered their homework regularly, and all of them passed the exam. According to teachers' answer, it was difficult to teach a silent and neutral classroom and to interact with voices without faces. And because of the lack of the classroom dynamics, direct eye contact, and students' spontaneous participation. But there were also some advantages that you can see in new types of activities. Students were more concentrated than in the traditional classroom, and there were different ways to support students, especially the weakest ones. So, according to the findings, during the online course, the atmosphere was positive, relaxing, and suitable for learning. Since the affective filter was low, students were engaged, and there was interaction between the teacher and the students. And even if the atmosphere was less lively and natural than in a face-to-face classroom, students felt free to speak, to give feedback, to express opinion, and to ask questions. Regarding the cooperative learning, it proved to be effective also in the online classroom. Students were motivated, involved, and concentrated, and worked well while working in pairs or in small groups in the breakout rooms. In addition, changing partners was stimulating, and students took advantage of peer support since they could share their knowledge and since their classmate became an important resource for them. As we can see, also the flipped classroom worked well. Students understood its importance and value, and they appreciated the videos because they were attractive and full of the examples, so they could get a clear idea about the content of the following lessons and be ready to share their knowledge and learn from peers. As regards the computer and the new tools, the use of the new tools promoted students' autonomy and helped them improve their digital skills and become better organized and more confident in using the computer as a learning tool. Finally, with reference to the speaking and writing activities, they help the students build social skills and promote autonomy and develop ideas. In conclusion, the hypothesis was verified. The online course was challenging, stimulating, interesting, and engaging for the virtual environment and for the approaches. The online course prepares students to take and to pass the exam. Thank you for joining my presentation.